Chinedu Azu, a charismatic speaker who draws from his outstanding success to empower audiences to become better and relevant people of the society.
That same talent they're not placing value on has made so many people millionaires.
He is the CEO Learning Lab Nigeria, online consultant with USA Learning Annex, self-publisher, radio and television personality, and a syndicated columnist with over 500 articles. Chinedum's products and seminars have helped others raise their bar and achieve record-breaking results. To book Chinedum Azu for speaking engagements and media appearances, visit www.chinedumazu.com. Chinedu Azu, a charismatic speaker who draws from his outstanding success to empower audiences to become better and relevant people of the society.
That same talent they're not placing value on has made so many people millionaires.
He is the CEO Learning Lab Nigeria, online consultant with USA Learning Annex, self-publisher, radio and television personality, and a syndicated columnist with over 500 articles. Chinedum's products and seminars have helped others raise their bar and achieve record-breaking results. To book Chinedum Azu for speaking engagements and media appearances, visit www.chinedumazu.com.
Hello, people. My name is Ian Karen Lakome. I'll be presenting the show, How Creative Are You? And the name of our speaker is Chinedu Azu. I will be bringing him shortly. Be blessed as you watch along. Good day, sir.
Good day, Yinka. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm very good, sir. Nice having you on the show.
It's good to be on Identity.
Thank you so much. We thank you for honoring us. Every time we ask you to come over, you always give us a yes. May the Lord continue to uphold you, bless your ministry and your
Amen.
family.
Amen.
So, I just want you to, based on the topic, how creative are you? I want to hand over the baton to you so that before we have the audience and the question that we have highlighted. So I just want you to keep the ball rolling. Thank you, sir.
Okay. The word creativity has to do with two things: thinking and producing. Two things are involved in creativity. One is your thought, and number two is action. So the ability to produce something in a unique way through your imagination is what we call creativity. Creativity, simply put, is bringing to reality or to light new ideas or imaginative ideas. For instance, there was a time, if you don't have money, you will not buy good water. So somebody came up with an idea to produce sachet water, which is affordable, which is cheap, but can still be a good water for people to drink. That was a creative product. That was creativity at work. He sat down and asked himself, how do I produce good water, but very affordable to everyone? So he produced sachet water. So it was his mind and action that was at play. So a man is said to be creative when he comes up with an idea, a wonderful idea, a new idea, and he executes the idea. What is creativity? Solving a problem in a unique way, in a new way, in a fantastic way. When you solve a problem, an existing problem, in a new way, in a fantastic way, in a different way, in a better way, you are said to be creative. So creativity is an action word. You engage your mind and you engage yourself. If you don't do that, if you don't think and act, you can't say to be creative. If you don't solve a problem, you cannot be said to be creative. For instance, if an artist paints something beautiful, draws something beautiful, the artist has created or he has been able to draw an artistic work. But that artist can only be said to be creative when that artwork can be used to solve a problem, to raise funds, to meet a need. So creativity or creative work must solve a problem. So that's basically what creativity is all about.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm still waiting for more people to join us so that I can be throwing in some questions that we have on ground. So basically, I want you to tell us more about your ministry, about your area of specialization. How can people make use of your area of gifting? So I want to dwell on that before by the time we have more like 20 people. Yeah, I can start throwing some questions.
Okay, my ministry empowerment. My ministry is basically an empowerment ministry. And the mission is to empower God's people to occupy their place in destiny. Empowering God's people to occupy their place in destiny. You know, every child of God, everyone created by God has a place in destiny. Your place in destiny may not be my place in destiny. So every child of God has a place in destiny. But not every child of God may end up fulfilling his destiny or getting into that place where God has destined him to be. Not every child of God may end up fulfilling his God-given destiny. So my ministry is designed by God to inspire God's people, empower God's people, challenge God's people, teach God's people, guide God's people, show God's people the path to fulfilling their God-given destiny. And this is what we do in churches, in organizations, in schools, institutions, through our books, through our information materials. Everything is geared towards this purpose, towards this goal, towards this mandate, towards this mission, empowering God's people to occupy their place in destiny. So that's just the summary of my ministry.
But sir, the question that I want to ask before the main topic of the day: how can someone miss their place in destiny? God, the destiny given to someone by God. I think it is orchestrated by God. How is it possible for someone to lose or to miss it?
Okay. Well, God has given every man a destiny to fulfill. But you will agree with me that man is not a robot. Do you understand?
Yes,
Man is not a robot. Man is a being that has a will. Do you understand? So, as a human being created by God, you are supposed to discover your purpose on earth.
Okay,
There
sir.
is a spirit in man. The inspiration of the Almighty gives him understanding. So you engage the Spirit of God in you to discover what you are wired for, what you are called to do, what you are designed to do. So that's basically, God will not do that work for you, but His Spirit can guide you.
Basically, if I dissect what you just said now, it's like you help people to discover their purpose. Hello, sir.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Did you hear my last statement? I said basically, your ministry is helping people to discover their purpose, their God-given purpose.
Yes. Then empower them, help them, teach them, guide them on how to fulfill it.
Okay. Glory. Okay, I think we have more people online now. Let's begin properly.
Okay.
So
Chinedu Azu, a charismatic speaker who draws from his outstanding success to empower audiences to become better and relevant people of the society.
That same talent they're not placing value on has made so many people millionaires.
He is the CEO Learning Lab Nigeria, online consultant with USA Learning Annex, self-publisher, radio and television personality, and a syndicated columnist with over 500 articles. Chinedum's products and seminars have helped others raise their bar and achieve record-breaking results. To book Chinedum Azu for speaking engagements and media appearances, visit www.chinedumazu.com.
We are back. Nice having you on the show, sir. We are privileged for the.
Thank you so much.
So, sir,
It's my pleasure.
The first question of the day, we just show it here now, and then you will read. After that, I will remove it and you answer the question. You respond to the question, sir. Then after that, people can now ask their question. Anyone that asks the question, they can drop in the comment section.
Great. That's a fantastic question. What does it mean to be creative?
Yes, sir.
A man is said to be creative when he has the ability to solve problems in a unique way. A man is said to be creative when he comes up with new ideas, new ways of doing things. a person is said to be creative when he has the capacity to come up with an idea and execute that idea. So, for a person to be said to be creative, that individual must be solving a problem in a unique way. For instance, Abiding TV is a unique platform. It was an idea to do television in a different way. So that is creativity at work. Yinka was able to come up with an idea and brought that idea to reality. So I can say by what Yinka has done, he is a creative person. Don't forget this. A man cannot be said to be creative if he has not been able to produce something. So the ability to produce new things, solve problems in new ways, bring ideas into reality, unique ideas, is creativity. So any man that solves problems in a unique way is a creative person. Any man that brings new ideas into reality is a creative person.
Thank you so
So
much.
I'm trying to make it as possible.
Yes, sir. Okay. The question number 2. I will flag it as usual. You read and you respond.
No problem. Why is it necessary to be creative in this modern age, especially in post-COVID-19 era? In fact, this is profound. This particular question is profound. And I'm going to dwell extensively on this. If you are using a smartphone, you will discover that on regular basis, they are upgrading their apps. You will discover that phone manufacturing firms or app inventors or producers are always upgrading, updating their apps, their phones. Why? Because we are in a modern world where everyone needs to upgrade and update himself, because we are experiencing new challenges, new problems on daily basis. So that is the need to come up with new ideas. That is the need why every man needs to be creative. Let's look at another example before going to post-COVID-19 era. During this pandemic, you will agree with me that everyone, churches, Abiding TV, schools, individuals began to think of new ways to do things. Why? Because of the challenges on ground. So we live in a period, we live in an era where we have daily challenges, daily problems, daily issues that require us to solve, to handle, to tackle. So no one can survive, not talk of succeeding in this era, in this age, without being creative. Because the way we did business 10 years ago, the way we did ministry 10 years ago, the way we did or ran our schools 10 years ago, we can't do it now. In this era, in this modern world, the challenges that we have now, we are not there 10 years ago. We are not there 5 years ago. So, to succeed in this modern age, you must look for new ways of doing things, better ways of doing things, more productive ways of doing things, faster ways of doing things.
Okay,
Do you
sir.
understand?
Yes,
So
I get it, sir.
that is why you need to be creative. How do I do it better? Let me give you this story, then we'll move on to the next question.
Okay, sir.
A young woman was preparing dinner, her first Thanksgiving dinner for her new family. So she was dressing the turkey, and after dressing the turkey, she kept the turkey in a pan half-sized the turkey. The pan she kept the turkey was twice bigger than the turkey. So the husband was surprised. The husband asked her, "Why did you put the turkey in that small pan?" She said, "That was how my mom did it." The woman said, "Let me even call my mom and find out why she did it." She quickly dialed her mom. Her mom said, "My daughter, I don't know. That was how your grandmother did it." So she quickly called her grandmother. Her grandmother said, "That was the only pan I had at that time." So this young woman has a problem, but she wants to use her grandmother's strategy to solve the problem. But the problem is bigger than what her grandmother had. So to succeed in this era, the essence of creativity is that doing things differently is needed. Doing things in a better way is needed. Doing things in a faster way is needed. Let's say, for instance, somebody wants to send a letter to an organization in America, maybe a proposal, a pitch, a request for an information, an application, and the person decides to send it through post office. Before his letter gets to that organization, maybe his problem must have overwhelmed him. What he was trying to apply for must have expired. So what is expected of him now is to send an email to that organization, which the organization will receive instantly. So if the person wants to use post office, which is the old strategy, he will never succeed. So the essence of creativity is that we have new challenges, crises, problems. The way we used to run business in the past is not the same way we are running businesses now. So every individual, every business, every employer of labor, every employee needs to be creative, because every day we encounter new challenges, new problems, new obstacles, new crises. So to succeed, to prosper, to make it, you need to embrace that creative power in you and make maximum use of it to your own advantage. If a church had said during the pandemic, "I will not use Facebook. Facebook is not my style," nobody will hear that pastor. Nobody will hear that preacher. Nobody will hear of his church. Why? He wants to use an old strategy in an era where a new strategy, a new way of doing things is required. There is a new challenge on ground. There is a new problem on ground. There is a new issue on ground. So it requires our creative mind. And what is that creative mind? Finding a new way, a better way of doing it. Let's take, for instance, do you know that before, when you give somebody your website to design, how long will it take the person to design the website? 2 weeks, 1 week. Some will even tell you 1 month. But now, people are coming up with templates. You don't need all that. You can have your website in 1 hour. My ministry website, I just bought the template, and in less than 3 hours, the website was running. Why? Because somebody sat down and said, how can I continue spending weeks to design a website? Or some people were fed up with website designers telling them 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. And somebody sat down and started creating templates that will make it easy for organizations and individuals to have websites in minutes or in hours.
But there are some limit to the templates.
It depends on the templates involved. It depends. There is no limit. I don't want to mention the pastor's name. A pastor wanted a new website, and his website is one of the best, and the site was ready in less than 24 hours. One of the best websites. It's not like the template, you will not do anything. You will still work. You have 1 or 2 things to do, 1 or 2 things to remove, 1 or 2 things to add. But somebody came up with an idea because of the new challenges, because of the new problems, because somebody wants his website in minutes, in hours, not in weeks. So somebody came up and was able to solve the problem. So if a website designer now is still doing website of 2 weeks, 1 month, he may not have a patronage.
Okay, sir. On that regard, I agree with you partially. I agree with you partially on that. Okay, let's move on to the audience. They're already dropping the questions. Let's also go to the next slide. Okay, sorry. That's short question.
Is creativity inborn, or can it be taught? It is both. Every human being is created by God with the creative mind. We are all born with creative ability because God is the embodiment of creativity. We call him the creator. So God is creativity personified, and he created us in his own image. So we are creators, we are creative beings, but our creativity is in raw format, in a potent format. We have it as a potential. So what does teaching, learning, or reading do to our creative mind? What it does is that it will enhance it. Somebody has a talent, a raw talent to sing, but the singing ability has not been developed. So that's a raw talent. You can call him a talented singer. But when he develops, works on himself, he becomes a skillful singer. So creativity is an inborn ability. Everyone, every individual is created by God with that creative ability. But through study, through mentoring, through finding ourselves in a wonderful environment, enabling environment, reading the right books, having the right coaches, that creativity can be enhanced. We also enhance our creativity by putting it to work, exercising our creative mind. So we are born with the creative ability, we are born with creativity, but it requires development, it requires us to enhance, work on it for it to be put to maximum use.
Thank you so much, sir. So let's go. It has been an awesome experience. I believe people have been learning one or two things. Okay, let's go to the next question, sir.
Bring it on. Why is creativity important in all spheres of life, marriage, business, career, and church? Very simple but profound question. Let me take marriage because that's the first there. If a man wants the wife to respect him more, be submissive, the man can ask himself, what must I do for my wife? What should I do to earn the respect, the submission of my wife much more than I am experiencing now? A woman can ask herself, how do I make my husband to love me more? So when the man is asking that question, the woman is asking that question, the person is employing his creative mind, putting the creative mind or creative ability to work. When he executes the idea that comes up, you can now say that the person is creative, that the person has employed his creative mind. So creativity is important in marriage. If a man wants the wife to be submissive much more, if a wife wants the husband to love her much more. In business, I've said it earlier on, that we encounter new challenges, new problems, obstacles emerge on a daily basis. Nobody knew that there would be something like coronavirus. So we need our creative mind in our business, in our career, in our marriage, in our profession, because we encounter new problems, new challenges on a daily basis. That's the summary. That's the key point there. We encounter problems, challenges, obstacles, crises on a daily basis. So we need our creative mind to be at work always. Are you with me? So if a businessman stops selling the way he used to sell, if a businessman stops making profit the way he used to make, the question now is, what must I do to make more profit? What must I do to sell more? What must I do to conquer this challenge? What must I do to attract more customers, more clients? What must I do to take my business to a higher level? So the person is thinking, he's making use of his creative mind, is employing his creative ability. So when he comes up with an idea or with a solution, we can say that the person is creative. So creativity is needed on daily basis because we have challenges on daily basis, problems on daily basis, situations on daily basis, troubles on daily basis, obstacles on daily basis. No one can succeed this life without employing his creative mind, because challenges abound, problems abound, situations abound that will require that we make use of our creative mind.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's go to the next question.
How does creativity lead to success? Because some people are creative but poor. Okay, take away the question from the screen. A man cannot be said to be creative and poor at the same time. Because creativity, based on our definition and explanation, has to do with thinking and producing. If abiding TV was just a thought, Yinka cannot be said to be creative. Abiding TV was a thought, and then you brought it into reality. So every man is born to be creative, but you cannot be said to be creative by just thinking, by just imagining. Everyone has beautiful ideas, amazing ideas, life-changing ideas, earthquaking ideas, but you cannot be said to be creative if you have not been able to execute those ideas, produce something from those ideas. Let me give you an example. Schools are not functioning now, and the school comes up with an idea to start an online classes, to run online classes for their school, for their children. The board will come up, they deliberate on the idea. The teachers will come up and deliberate on the idea, but they end up not bringing the idea to reality. Will you call the school creative? Will you call the director of that? No way. People cannot be said, they cannot be said to be creative. Creative must show in your work. The proof that a man is creative is that he has been able to produce something. So a poor man is not creative because he may have wonderful ideas, but he has not been able to bring those ideas into reality. That is why he needs what we are teaching now. He needs to know how to engage his mind and produce ideas. Let me give you an example. When I started writing for Daily Independent, newspaper, and the goal of writing for Daily Independent newspaper was to market my consulting firm. Guess what? Nobody was calling me for anything. I wrote several weeks, no business. What I was just receiving was wonderful article, beautiful article, amazing article. You are doing a great job. Well, that was not the purpose. Praise will not produce, will not put food on my table. Praise cannot produce money. So I sat down and began to ask myself, what is wrong with my article? So the Spirit of God told me, your article is just inspiring people, but you have not positioned yourself as a problem solver. You are just inspiring people. They are enjoying your write-ups. It's like somebody reading novel. So the Spirit of God said, begin to write your articles
Okay,
in
sir.
the way that it will solve problems. When it solves problems, people will still need you to solve more problems for them. People now started calling me. In fact, I did a job for a former consultant to the United States in Zimbabwe because I changed the way of doing this. So if a man is poor, is not creative, he needs to ask himself, what is the way out? What must I do to come out of these shackles of poverty?
Very good, sir. Okay, sir. Before I will go on to the question, prepared question that I have with me here. Hello, sir.
I'm with you.
There's a question from the audience. I want to tackle to treat the question before we move on to the next stage.
Go ahead.
That's the question, sir.
Go ahead.
That's the question on the screen.
Powerful, great question, amazing question. I love it. Yes, because if you are excellent, it means you have done something in a better way. When they say this guy is excellent in his job, which means he is doing the job better than average. So if you are excellent in your job, if you are excellent in your business, if you are excellent in your ministry, it means that your creative mind is at work. You can't have excellent products if you are not creative. Do you understand?
Yes,
I was looking at the design of my DVDs 5 years ago, and I was laughing. Now it is completely different. Why? Because I'm using my creative mind now much more than that time. I've been exposed to better ways of doing things, more unique ways of doing things. So excellence cannot happen without the creative mind, because you have done that particular work beyond average, more than the norm. So a creative person will always produce excellent work.
Okay, sir. Let's go. I think you've answered the question. Let's go to the other question. Okay, sir. That's the number 6 question.
Okay, take away the question.
Okay.
Very, very, very profound question. I attended a seminar some years back on book publishing. That seminar was organized by Mike Awoyinfa, one of the guys with Sun newspapers. He said, when people are hungry, when people are desperate, they task their brain, they task their mind, they spend time thinking on the way out, thinking on how to move out of that poverty level. But when most people become prosperous, they relax. Arrival mentality is why people are no longer creative as they used to be when they were not prosperous. So, despite their level of prosperity, despite their level of success, despite their level of wealth, despite their level of riches, they still maintain that excellence, that level of success, creativity. They still put a touch of excellence in whatever they do. Why? They are not relaxed. They don't have arrival mentality. So If a man does not have arrival mentality, he will still maintain his level of creativity. But if a man believes that he has arrived, that he has made it, that what am I disturbing myself for? His creative mind will begin to depreciate because he is no longer taxing himself. He's no longer taxing his brain. He's no longer taxing his creative mind. So that is just the reason. Let me tell you something, and I will use ministry as an example. You will see a man of God making waves at a particular stage in his ministry. All of a sudden, you don't hear about the man of God again. Why? He has stopped doing those things that he used to do because he feels, I don't have any problem again. Money is no longer my problem. Food is no longer my problem. So he has money. He does not have financial problem again. So does not task his brain again. But there are people, you will agree with me, 30 years down the line in ministry, they are still active, they are still productive, they are still riding on the same wavelength. Why? They have refused. They have refused to allow their prosperity, success, wealth, riches to affect their creative mind.
So I have a personal question before we proceed.
Okay, just, I would like to after your own question.
Okay. Can I shoot the question now?
No, ask your own first, then I will answer you.
About what God said earlier, that a man of God that is doing what he used to do.
Yeah.
What about if those strategies are no more working? And it doesn't, and he don't.
It still boils down to the same thing. The person is not using his creative mind. He is relaxed, because if a man is not relaxed, he's not feeling that he has arrived, he will look for better ways to do things. If you used to do television and television is gradually fading out, you go online. Do you know I've reached more people online? I did 3 live broadcasts with you, with Abiding TV. And we had thousands of views. These are authentic views, because television can tell you they are reaching 100,000 people and only 500 people are watching television when they are showing the distance. So if the old strategies are not working, what do you do? Yinka, what do you do? You find new ways of doing things. That's basically.
I think there's one question from the audience here. Okay, let me just try to. Somebody asked a question. Okay, look at this. Look at this question.
Go ahead. I'm with you.
Look at this question.
Why does it seem as if people are more creative than the children of light? I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to answer this question with 3 illustrations. First and foremost, the children of God, most children of God don't use their mind. Prayer is powerful. Prayer is important. But most children of God stop in the room of prayer. They stop with prayer. After prayer, do you sit down? Even during the course of your prayer, do you engage your mind? Do you ask yourself, how do I get an idea to solve this problem? So children of God don't use their mind. There is a spirit in man. The inspiration of the Almighty gives you understanding. Understanding has to do with your mind. Do you engage your mind, or do you stop at the spirit level? So you, as a child of God, most children of God don't use their mind the way the people of the world use their mind. I was discussing something with you, but I don't want to say it out about the people of the world. They can have a 10-year plan of what they are planning to execute in 10 years' time. How many children of God do that? They have a plan, and it will be executed in 10 years' time. So they spend their resources, publicity, promotion, advert. They keep working towards that 10-year goal. Most children of God don't know about goal setting. So how will you engage your mind? How will you be as creative or productive?
Great thought.
You know, we are discussing something. I still don't want to talk about it openly, about technology. The people of the world embrace technology first before the children of God. You remember when they were calling Facebook Antichrist? Can you remember when some people called Facebook Antichrist? So the people of the world make use of technology, making use of their mind more than the children of God. How many children of God are using technology the way the people of the world are using it? When did the church embrace YouTube? Do you know before the church embraced YouTube, some secular singers have reached millions on YouTube before the church embraced YouTube?
Okay.
How many
questions are?
It's okay. Apart from arrival mentality, what other factors inhibit creativity? Thank you. This is beautiful. Your association. Association is a killer of creativity. Yink, I'm going to use you for this illustration.
Don't use me, sir.
When you when you came up with Abiding TV idea, somebody asked you, is that one a business or a job? You remember? People were asking you. So if you had listened to that person or those people, you would have killed that unborn child, which is a platform that is blessing thousands of people and ministries today. He that walks with the wise shall be wise. Proverbs 13:20. But a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Iron sharpens iron, and so a man or a friend enlightens or helps his own friend. I'm just paraphrasing that scripture. So if you have a friend that sharpens you, that is what association can do. But if you have a friend that is not inspiring, even when you come up with an idea, it will tell you 1,001 reasons why it will not work, you can never be creative. So association is the #1 killer of creativity.
Okay, very good, sir.
We want to add more to it, but you can go ahead and ask me.
Okay, I think you've responded to the question. Let me just look where other people are responding to the. Okay.
Okay, you can take away the question. I've seen it. Why the level of development is still very low in Africa despite the large number of creative minds that we have in the continent? Why always calling people creative when their creative mind is not producing anything? The proof Yinka, the proof of creativity or creative mind is that it will create something. If your creative mind, in quote, is not creating anything, it is useless. If you have the ability to write and you have not written a book, that your writing skill is not useful to anybody. You have a golden voice, you can sing more than angels, but you have not produced an album or even a single. That your singing ability or golden voice or angelic voice is useless. So the proof that we have creative minds in Africa is that they need to produce something. For instance, in ministry, you have creative minds, and you see what they are doing in ministry. So if we have creative minds in technology, in science, and they are not producing something, their creative mind is useless. We don't have them. So the proof of having a creative mind is that it must create something. I told you earlier on that creativity has to do with thinking and producing. So if I have the ability to do something and I have not been able to do it, then my ability is not creative, it is useless.
But, sir, based on the question that I asked, we have some brilliant minds that are working also abroad. Why is it that we are not making use of those high talent here in Africa?
There are always environmental factors. We must not deny that. But you will still agree with me that there are people who are also making, few Africans, even in Africa, who are making impact. It was a Nigerian that developed an app. I don't want to go into that in details so that I don't promote anybody's product. Here in Nigeria, he lives in Nigeria, produced an app and sold it in millions of dollars. Innocent Motors is a Nigerian. So yes, there are environmental factors, there are challenges, there are problems, but don't allow them to stop you. The proof that you're even creative is the ability to surmount obstacles, overcome challenges, succeed against all odds. I have challenges. You have challenges. One of our major challenges of doing online business in Nigeria is internet. But somebody is still doing business here successfully. Jumia is an example. They are still doing successful business today. So yes, we have challenges, no doubt. We have obstacles. We have bad leadership. But that shouldn't be the reason not to succeed, not to produce something, not to be successful.
Yes, sir. Before I ask some other questions, I would like to play some of your stuff and so that people will hear.
Chinedu Azu, a charismatic speaker who draws from his outstanding success to empower audiences to become better and relevant people of the society.
That same talent you're not placing value on has made so many people millionaires.
He is the CEO Learning Lab Nigeria, online consultant with USA Learning Annex, self-publisher, radio and television personality, and a syndicated columnist with over 500 articles. Chinedum's products and seminars have helped others raise their bar and achieve record-breaking results. To book Chinedum Azu for speaking engagements and media appearances, visit www.chinedumazu.com.
Nice having you, sir. There's a question that I would like to ask again.
Okay.
I have some reservation about it. Okay, not this one. Okay, no. I think I'm missing. Okay, this number 5. How does the creativity lead to success? Because some people are creative but poor.
Let me talk about how does creativity lead to success. I'll take away the question. I've seen it. I've told you that a poor man cannot be said to be creative. Because if you are creative, you have to produce something. The proof of creativity is that you need to produce something. How does creativity lead to success? I used the Daily Independent as an example. When I was writing the articles, people were praising me, but I was not getting anything. Nobody was calling me for any business or any consulting gig. So I asked myself, how do I do this differently? What should I do? What am I not doing right? So if you have a business that is not giving you what you need or what you want, ask yourself, how do I do this differently? What am I not doing that I'm supposed to be doing? Or what am I doing that I'm not supposed to be doing? So you need to ask yourself some questions. Be real to yourself. Where am I missing it? So if it is not working, it means that there is something you are not doing right. If it is not working, it means that there is something you are doing you are not supposed to be doing. You cannot be doing something very well and it will not be working. You may not have all the millions. You may not reach the zenith of your career instantly, but there will be signs of progress. So if you are creative, there will be signs of progress. So you ask yourself, what am I doing that I'm not supposed to be doing?
Sir.
What am I supposed to be doing that I'm not doing?
Sir,
so
do you believe?
You must ask yourself questions for you to succeed. So when you ask yourself those questions, that's when you start looking, do I need a mentor? Do I need a coach? Do I need to read more? Do I need some tools? When I wanted to start posting inspirational quotes on my social media platforms to enrich my social media platforms, I asked myself, who will help me design? Who will help me design the quotes? I will come up with the quotes, but who will do the graphic designs for me? That was the first question. The second question was, will the graphics designer be able to catch up with me? Every day, he will be giving me at least one design. I have a problem and I needed the solution. So the first question was, I may not be able to get a graphic designer who will be able to give me what I want every day. So I asked myself, does a tool or platform exist that I can use to my advantage? And now I was able to see a platform they call Canva. I'm proud to talk about Canva because it has helped me. So I was now using Canva to design my quotes. If you go on my Facebook page, you see excellent quotes. So when I asked myself a question, who will help me? The answer came, I may not be able to get somebody, but I can get a platform. I can get templates. I can get tools that will help me. So you ask yourself, as a businessman, you Think. Remember, creativity is thinking and doing, thinking and producing. What am I supposed to do that I'm not doing? What do I need to do now to advance my course? That's when, do I need to take another course? Do I need to read more? Do I need a coach? Do I need a mentor? What must I do to advance my course, my career, my business? So you must ask yourself questions and be ready to take the right steps to move your life to a higher level, to a new realm of success. There will never be breakthrough in life without a man asking himself real questions, tangible questions, thought-provoking questions. I hope I've answered that question. What is the difference between creativity and passion? Thank you. Thank you. That's a profound question. Passion is like obsession, something you love to do. For instance, you may have passion for music, passion for catering, passion for teaching, passion for football. You may have passion for drawing, passion for writing. But what is the difference between that passion and creativity? Remember, creativity has to do with thinking and producing. Creativity now will ask, how do I monetize this passion? How do I generate profit from this passion? You are employing your creative mind. Then the next thing will be, what must I do to move this from just passion, something you love, to a business, to a career, to a job? So that's creativity. Creativity is thinking and producing, but passion is obsession. You love something, but you can love something and not do anything or produce anything out of what you love. You may love something and not achieve anything from what you love. But when you love something and then you begin to think, for instance, I love to write. I have passion for writing. I have obsession for writing. Now, some of the questions I asked myself several years ago was, how do I reach the world with my writing ability, with my writing skill, with my writing gift? So I began to write articles, began to write books, because it takes a creative mind to write articles, to write books, to write or create information materials. So you can have passion for something, but not creative in that thing, because you are not thinking that, you cannot think through that passion, thinking on how to make use, maximize that passion to your own advantage and to the advantage of the world around you. Somebody can have passion for teaching, but just be teaching the people in his family or her family. That is passion. You may have passion and end up teaching only the people in your street or the children of your friends. That is passion. But creativity will now tell you that I need to take this passion, this skill, this gift, this thing that I love to another level. Somebody loves to play football. Every Saturday, he goes to a field to play football, 5 years, 6 years, and he is good at playing football. That is passion. But when he begins to ask himself, how do I get signed up by a club? That is creativity.
Okay, sir. Other questions. Somebody send a question. I'll just show it now.
Okay. Do you agree that bad traits can hinder someone from being successful despite the level of his or her talent and creativity? Of course, the bad traits are distractions. I agree with you 100%. Go
Okay.
ahead. Next question.
Okay. Let me. Someone drop other questions here that I. Okay. One guy said this.
How do I become creative? Good. Use your mind. Think more on your job, on your career, on your business, on your ministry. Think. Two, exercise your mind. Experiment. You can't just be creative without failing. You may fail sometimes. Use, experiment, exercise. Relate and associate with creative people. Associate, relate with creative people. If your friends are creative, okay, I love using practical illustrations. Do you remember that when I want to discuss something about internet or online business, online ministry, remember I call you? Why? Why am I calling you? Because you have the knowledge. I cannot call somebody who does not have the knowledge. So if you want to be creative, look for people in the area where you want to be creative. People who have the knowledge. You don't go and call your grandmother in the village when you want to do online ministry. Say, grandmom, please advise me. Or even somebody or your friend who doesn't know anything about online ministry. So if you want to be creative, associate with people that have knowledge in that area where you desire to be creative. Association is key. Association is powerful. Okay.
Okay, sir. I think there are no more questions here.
I saw another question you flashed some minutes ago and removed it.
Okay. No, I think it was a comment. Let me see.
Okay. Okay.
It was a comment.
Okay. No. There's another one. Okay. If you didn't see it, no problem.
It was a comment. So
Okay.
I think it would be nice if we can just give up like a round of where we are still waiting for people to ask some questions.
Okay.
Some people reach out to me from backend that they are not be able to comment. I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
But if there's anyone that wants to ask live questions, they can signify through the comment section, and I will bring them in.
Okay. Nobody can succeed in life if the person is not creative.
Okay, sir. We have one question again. Sorry, sir.
It's all right. I love this question. Very, very interesting. In a situation whereby you are creative but lack the resources, money to carry it out, what will you do? I will post a link on this video about my book, There is Money in Your House. This lady needs to read the book. The book talks about starting with what you have from where you are. Most people launched amazing businesses with little or nothing. This is the question I always ask myself. What can I do with what I have from where I am? Do you know that somebody called me 3 days ago, a pastor? He said the reason why he has not been doing online streaming is because he does not have camera. You are laughing. I said, no. I said, you don't need camera. Start with your phone, start with your laptop, start with something. So if you have an idea, there is always a way to start. Elisha asked the woman in 2 Kings 4:1-7, what do you have in the house? Jesus asked his disciples, what is available to us to feed the multitude? God asked Moses, what do you have in your hand? So there is something you have. Let me give you this practical example. I said it earlier on. When I started my consulting business, I didn't have money. So the essence of writing for national publications was to promote my consulting business. That was my platform to promote myself. I didn't have the money. So you ask yourself, what can I do with what I have from where I am? There is something you can do. There is something you can do with the little resources you have, with the little cash, with the little capital in your hands. There is something you can do.
Okay, sir. There's one question here.
Okay. Thank you. This is a profound question. One day, a man of God came from Port Harcourt to Lagos. He wanted me to give him preaching platforms, which I did. I gave him some platforms to bless God's people. So we went to see Bishop Nzube in his church. He's a major preacher, so that he can open up the doors within his circle of influence for the pastor. When we are leaving, the bishop, this thing was in 2009. Bishop Nzube said to me, Apostle, you are gifted, you are anointed, you are talented, but you don't know how to market yourself. He said you lack marketing skill. That was what. So in order to prove to him that I don't lack marketing skill, I started to look for ways to market my ministry much more. And that is why we are talking today. You may do a shabby job. Somebody may do a work that is not fantastic. Somebody says, this your job is terrible. You look for a better way to do it, a better way to create the job, a better way to handle it. Because people will definitely criticize you. They will tell you, this is not fantastic. Like me, if you are doing job for me, if you are working with me, or if I know you, if you do a job that is not that is just average or not fantastic, I will tell you. But some people will not be happy when you tell them that what they did is not okay, it's not up to standard. So if somebody criticizes your work, it is now then that you tell yourself, I need to improve. I need to develop myself. I need to work on myself. Not the time to be bitter, to be angry. Somebody asked me, I was running a workshop for a church. The PA to the general overseer asked me, how come, this was 2006, how come this revelation you are sharing is not working in your own life? What was he saying? That I'm sharing revelation, but I'm not using the revelation. So I told myself that I'm going to surprise this guy. And I don't want to talk about the encounter I had with him several years after. But the truth of the matter is that when people criticize you, ask yourself, why did they criticize me? Do I need to work on myself or do more or do better?
Okay, sir. This is another question from back end. I'll show you now.
Okay. Yes, it is. It is. In fact, you can't talk about being strategic without being creative. When you say strategy, it is your game plan to succeed in an endeavor. So you can't talk about strategy or being strategic without being creative. Because strategy is a way of doing something to succeed, and creativity is a way of doing something to accomplish your goal. So you need your creative mind, your creative ability to succeed in your strategy.
Okay, sir. The other question again. Let me go to class.
Okay, I have answered the question. I'll see throw more light on it. Your association is very important, very key. The people you associate with. He that walks with the wise shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Be not deceived. Evil communication corrupts good manner. So your association is very key. 2, tools. The tools you use. If you are using typewriter in this age, you cannot be creative. Typewriter cannot handle today's problems. Typewriter solved problems 20 years ago. We cannot solve problems now. So to be creative today, you need to use current tools, current technology. Children of God, embrace technology, embrace tools, use new platforms. You know, if somebody is not on Facebook today, what will you consider that person to be? If he used to be your friend, you would think that the person is dead. So to be creative, your association is important. Use current technology, current tools, embrace new platforms. That's basically, there are so many factors, but these are major, it's key. And exercise your mind regularly.
Other questions, sir. Let me just drop this.
Oh, good. Great Ramundi, you have to come for consulting. You have to come. you have to pay for consultation. But that's a profound question, and that's actually my area of strength, my area of ministry. I run an outreach ministry. How can you be creative in an outreach ministry? Let me give you some tips. There was a time I asked myself, why is it? Please don't misunderstand this. Preaching in small churches or growing churches is not a bad idea. I still preach in growing churches, in smaller churches. But I asked myself a question. How do I reach greater number of people with the message God has given me? I knew and I know that I have a unique message, but how do I reach greater number of people? That was the question I asked myself. So if you're in outreach ministry, the first question you need to ask yourself and you need to answer is that how do I reach greater number of people? So that's when I took my social media platforms seriously. I produced DVDs, audio messages, and began to distribute it to pastors free of charge. I was not interested in selling them. Now I also start looking for people that have platforms. You can meet a pastor that has a network of 100 pastors. You can meet a mega preacher that have a network of mega pastors. So how do I leverage on pastors with larger networks? So the answers to these questions of reaching more people, I started taking my social media platform seriously, creating audio messages and video messages, and gave it to pastors free of charge. A man of God, I don't want to mention his name, came to me in my hotel room and said, "What must I do to get engagement in outreach ministry?" I told him, "You need ministry products." I told him, "Your next meeting, record it, even if with laptop, have it recorded." He did, and I said, "Bring it." I took him to a studio. We edited it and produced 100 copies. I said, "Give it to pastors." So he attended a ministers' conference and gave it to 100 pastors. His doors of ministry opened. So I engaged my creative mind. That was how the results came. So I also ask myself, how do I reach out to pastors with larger network, larger platforms? Because if you are looking for something, you need to connect with people that have it. If you are hanging out, you don't have it, look for people elsewhere. If you want to buy shoe, look for you go to the shoe market or shoe store or shoe shop to buy it.
Okay, sir. The other question here, I think it has one A and one B, but this is the one A.
There are people who are good at developing or improving on new ideas others have already created, sometimes even more than the creator, but they struggle to create new ideas themselves. If you have the ability,
One A. Let me not drop
let me answer the 1A first.
Okay.
If you have the ability to develop or improve on new ideas, existing ideas, that is creativity. You are creative. You must not always reinvent the wheel, but you can improve on what is already available. All the social media platforms we are seeing today, they are all improving on what is available. They are all the same, but they're just improving on the available. So if you have the ability to improve on an existing idea, you don't need to create a new one. Everyone must not create new ideas.
Okay.
Yes, that's the most people have not create new idea.
It's the one B. The one B of the question. Okay, sorry. I think
Yes, I've answered it.
okay.
It's creative. The person that came up with sachet water did not create anything new, but he is creative. He produced, putting water inside the sachet is not a new. There are other forms of packaging like that, but he just improved on something existing. People are tying water inside nylon. So, but he's creative because he improved on existing ideas.
Okay, sir. Before I think we don't have new question for now. So let me just run through your montage and let people know about it. Later, we'll not give out like a random.
Okay.
Chinedu Azu, a charismatic speaker who draws from his outstanding success to empower audiences to become better and relevant people of the society.
That same talent they're not placing value on has made so many people millionaires.
He is the CEO Learning Lab Nigeria, online consultant with USA Learning Annex, self-publisher, radio and television personality, and a syndicated columnist with over 500 articles. Chinedum's products and seminars have helped others raise their bar and achieve record-breaking results. To book Chinedum Azu for speaking engagements and media appearances, visit www.chinedumazu.com.
Nice having you back, sir. It's been a wonderful moment.
Thank you.
I would just want you to give us like a roundup. Maybe there are some questions that even crop up in your mind that people have not been able to ask, and
Most people with creative ideas have challenge. Everyone. I want people with creative ideas to understand this. That everyone, no matter the nation, no matter the country, no matter the continent, everyone has a challenge. But make up your mind that you will succeed.
Before you go on again, sir, another person has come up.
All right.
Drop.
Yeah, I want to refer them to I recommend some books, not too many books. Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Profound book. It's a book Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo released recently. The Creative Edge is a book everyone needs to read. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. The Creative Edge by Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo. Two great books. I may not be able to recommend all the books now. Then everyone needs to read my book, There is Money in Your House. There is money in your house.
Where can they find it, sir?
There is money in your house. Just type, I'm sending it as a comment.
Okay.
So once they Google it, that's the first thing that they will see it. I uploaded it on SlideShare. Just type There is Money in Your House by Chinedum Azu, and it will come up on SlideShare. But if they can also give you a private message, we can forward it to them. That is, they send their email. They can send their email, not on comment on your private messenger. We can send it to them.
Okay.
That's a bonus for watching us.
Okay. Okay. I think this is the last question, sir.
Okay, I've already said it. What are the biggest barriers to creativity? We should not see money as a barrier to creativity. I don't want anybody to see, because everyone that created something great had financial challenge at one point in his life or the other. I had financial challenges, so move that one away. It will always be there. Your association is very key. Your thinking pattern is very key. The people you listen to is very important. The books you read is very important. If the person you listen to does not believe in ideas, does not believe in success, does not believe in prosperity, you cannot prosper, because you'll be feeding you with things that will affect your creativity. Your association, your thinking pattern, the people you relate with, the people you listen to, the kind of books you read, the materials you consume, and more especially what you do with your time. If you spend all your time watching Telemundo, watching African Magic, watching television, how can you be creative? You cannot be creative. Because when you rub minds with creative minds, their information materials, their videos, like you are doing now, their books, you are sharpening your creativity. Iron sharpens iron. So before you read the next book, watch the next program, associate with the next person, ask, will this person, with this material, affect my creativity positively or negatively?
Thank you so much, sir. I think we just want you to give us like a round of just summarize everything that Should I flash those questions for people that just joined us, or
you can flash it. Just flash them, and then
okay?
in 5 minutes we'll round up. Creativity, yes, creativity has to do with thinking and producing, coming up with new ideas and bringing those ideas into reality, new ways of doing things, solving a problem in a unique way. A man cannot be said to be creative if he cannot produce something.
Okay, sir.
Why is it necessary to be creative in this modern age, especially in post-COVID-19 era? Because every day we encounter challenges, we encounter obstacles, new way of doing things. So you need to employ your creative mind in order to succeed. Is creativity born or can it be taught? Both. Every man created by God is created in the image of God, because God is a creative being. Is creativity personified. So as a child of God, you are created in God's image, who is the creator. So you are a creative being, but you enhance your creativity by what you listen to, read, your experiments, your actions, your associations. All these things affect your creativity. Why is creativity important in all spheres of life, marriage, business, career, and church? Because we need to solve problems. We encounter challenges in our marriage, business, career, and ministry. And we need to also take our marriage, business, career, and church to a new level. So we need a creative mind in order to succeed in all these endeavors. Creativity will lead to success because when you are creative, you are able to say, how do I do this better? How do I get results in my business? How do I prosper in my endeavor? How do I accomplish results in what I'm doing? Because they have arrival mentality. That's the basic. People stop being creative at a particular level of life because they have arrival mentality. Yes, in Africa we have challenges, and in every continent of the world they have challenges. But I said earlier on, you can't say to be creative or have a creative mind if you're not producing anything. And there are people in Africa who are producing something. So somebody cannot say, because I'm in Africa, I cannot produce. No. Employ, engage your creativity, your creative mind, and you will succeed.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful time with you, and I believe people they've learned one or two things from this session. We believe next time that we call on you, you answer us.
Definitely. You are most welcome. Good talking to you.
What was the word for the people before you go?
Okay, if somebody wants to learn more about my life and ministry, they can visit my website. My website, personal website, is very simple: chinedumazo.com. The name on the screen, you just put .com on it, chinedumazo.com. That's my personal website. You'll be able to know a whole lot about my life and ministry. Then for my outreach ministry, you visit worldleaders.online. Worldleaders.online. Very simple. So my website, you can send me a message via chinedumazo.com. Send me a message, ask any question, and I will definitely answer you. They can also connect on Facebook or any other social media platform.
Thank you, sir.
You're most welcome.
The next time.
Chinedu Azu, a charismatic speaker who draws from his outstanding success to empower audiences to become better and relevant people of the society.
That same talent they're not placing value on has made so many people millionaires.
He is the CEO Learning Lab Nigeria, online consultant with USA Learning Annex, self-publisher, radio and television personality, and a syndicated columnist with over 500 articles. Chinedum's products and seminars have helped others raise their bar and achieve record-breaking results. To book Chinedum Azu for speaking engagements and media appearances, visit www.chinedumazu.com.